money's moving to me. I'm a millionaire. Money better cases. I ain't gotta chase it.
Hey, 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 what's going on, beautiful people? Happy Saturday to you once again. Hello, 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 hello. Great evening, great morning, great afternoon, depending on where you are in the world and when you are watching me, hunty. Hello. So listen, if you're watching me live, go ahead and let me know where you're watching from. Rep your city, rep your country. Let me know where in the virtual building you are watching me from on tonight. Go ahead and let me know who's here, y'all. Let me know who is here. And we're going to get started because I'm not going to be before you long today. I wanted to come on here because, listen, we got to talk about it. Actually, yes, I am, Tamara. And that's why I'm doing this video. Yes, yes, yes. And so let's go ahead and let me know where you're watching from. Rep your city, rep your country. Go ahead and let me know where you're watching from. Go ahead and share this video after you've done that. And we're going to have a conversation. I really wish I had my cup of coffee right now. And I feel so like, without my coffee. Isn't that crazy how quickly things change? But let me go ahead and do my intro as I always do. My name is Sharita Leon. I went from being a homeless, disabled single mom to a two-time #1 best-selling author with books that were on the bestsellers list for over 2 years straight. I'm also a life, relationship, and business coach, an internet marketing strategist, entrepreneur, international speaker, and the protege of legendary Les Brown, a Forex trader and investor, and I empower my tribe to live their God-given purpose while creating wealth and have healthy relationships. I'm also a believer, and my faith is exuded in all that I do. So welcome, everyone. Earlier today, I did a video on myself, Dr. V, and the godmother herself, Dorothy Cook, on how in a recession, Dorothy Cook was able to become a millionaire. And in that, we were discussing some things and really letting people know what is actually taking place. Now, if you have been following me for at least 3 years, you would know that I have been warning you all of this very thing for literally over 3 years. For over 3 years, I've been speaking to people about why it is imperative that they take control of their finances. I've been speaking to you about ways to invest your money in a particular market to ensure that you have access to currency from around the world. I've been telling you that a recession was going to come for a very long time now. And now we are in that very place that I've been telling you about. But the thing is, a lot of people are not even aware that we're in a recession because it doesn't seem as bad as what it did in 2008. But what a lot of people don't know is that we are literally right there. It's going to get worse. Hey, Be More representing. Hey, hey, hey. And so we literally are at the brink of what things are going to happen and get even worse. Here in America, unemployment rates are ridiculously out of the wazoo. And not only are the unemployment rates so high, the extra $600 that people were getting in unemployment due to the pandemic, that just expired. So now here you are, you have all these people that are no longer working, those people that were relying on that extra $600 a week, now they no longer have that. And so now what does that do? These people are now going to try to find a way to make money in the middle of a recession, going to what they know, which is a job, not thinking within themselves to find another way of creating their own income. But now they're stuck in a system that truly was not created for them to win in the first place. And so we have to now realize that there are some things that we must learn. There are some associations that we must be a part of. In fact, there are people that right now are strategizing and winning in the midst of what is a recession, in the midst of where people have been losing jobs, their businesses have been closing, yet there are still a group of people that are winning. Now, my question to you is, are you ready for this recession? What are you doing to protect yourself financially? Because this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen, we're clearly seeing that creating several streams of income is no longer just something that's nice, right? Oh, that would be ideal to do that. No, this is clearly a necessity. Because when one brook dries, you need to know you have something else. And that's literally where we are right now. But the overwhelming majority of the people, not just here in this country, but around the world, the 98% are only subjected to one stream of income. And so when that one stream of income is gone, they're left stuck. And this is why it's imperative to change our paradigm. We must have a paradigm shift in the mind concerning finances, financial freedom, and what it looks like to make money work for you. What it looks like to truly tap into streams of wealth. Because if not, you're now subjected to what takes place in the world. And listen, they're not here to see you win. The rules are not made for the poor. And that's just what it is. And while somebody may be watching and say, well, Sharita, I'm not poor, I'm middle class. Okay, well, let me tell you something. The middle class will soon be extinct in the country. Period. America will be like third world countries where there'll only be the rich and the poor. In fact, your current president and Robert Kiyosaki wrote a book about this years ago. And in that book, it was very clear. And this book was called Why We Want You to Be Rich. And in that book, it talks about how there will be no middle class. And we're quickly seeing how that's happening. Throughout the years, you have your spikes and you have your lows. And then we have a situation like we're in right now, where the middle class is pretty much not really existent. And so the thing is this. Either you're going to choose to become the rich or you're going to continue lying to yourself about being okay where you are and blaming everyone else. And sometimes when I say blame, yes, there are things set in place that necessarily aren't for you to win. But this is not for you to say, well, they did this or they don't care. This is time for you to learn how to play the game and win. In fact, there's a book by Tony Robbins called the game of money, I believe it is, right? I have it over there somewhere. I'll come back with the exact title, but I think it's called the game of money and how to play it, something to that effect. You have to learn how these things work. There are wealth cycles, right? There are wealth cycles, and in those wealth cycles, you want to ensure that you are on the actual side of money as opposed to it being depleted from your accounts. You need to know what kind of accounts to have and where to have them. You need to tap into recession-proof industries so that regardless of what takes place in the world, you are good financially. Because there are just certain things that, regardless of what the economy does, they're always going to thrive. While there are many people back in 2008 that lost a lot, right? I mean, you had major banks shutting down. You had people losing their jobs, their 401ks, all of that. But in the midst of that, there were people that were also becoming millionaires. In the midst of that, there were people that were acquiring more property. They were enlarging their net worth. There were people that understood what was going on, and therefore they were able to position themselves in such a way that even when the whole thing passed, right, because there are wealth cycles, when everything passed, they came out on top. When they were having houses for like a whole 6-bedroom house of $70,000, they were buying the property. While somebody was losing the property, someone else was buying it. And this is why you have to sit back and say, okay, am I going to be the person that is buying the property? Or God forbid, are you the person that's going to be losing it? You're going to fall on either side of the spectrum. And so this is why it is imperative to truly change your way of thinking if what you don't currently know is yielding you the results that you want in life, but not only just for you, but to secure you and your family, your children's children, right? And so this is why I've been so passionate for so many years in speaking to you all about financial literacy, tapping into wealth and being able to have residual income, passive income, not just clocking in and clocking out, being stuck in linear income. Because the problem with that is it's not going to be of your benefit and they shut you down. And then what? And then what? There are just certain things that people are always going to do. People will find the money to lose weight. People will find the money to drink coffee. People will find the money to look good. It's amazing. And when I had Dorothy Cook on earlier today, literally, I remember 13 years ago when the recession hit. And while people were losing houses, I mean, the gas station lines were out of the, I mean, it was crazy in Atlanta. I remember those days. At the same time, people were becoming millionaires. And I'm not just talking about the people that already had money. Thank you, Yoli. I'm not talking about the people that just had money. I'm not just talking about the people that, had properties and were already in real estate and were investors. I'm not talking about those people. I'm talking about people that were broke. I'm talking about people that look like you and I. I'm talking about people that knew absolutely nothing about the industry of direct sales or network marketing. I'm talking about people that literally were in the brink of losing their homes, people that had no electricity in their house. They tapped into this industry and they started selling a product that people were buying. Can you imagine that? There's a recession going on, but people were buying garments. There was a recession going on, but people wanted to drop 3 sizes in 10 minutes. There was a recession going on, but people were still buying coffee. Listen, I'm telling you what I know. There was a recession going on, but yet my father and I and my stepmother were on a 14-day cruise. I need y'all to get this. If you remember the movie The Titanic, in the Titanic, the whole plane was going, they had all these people that had all this money, right? That were living lavishly. And then you had the people on the bottom of the boat. That when that ship was sinking, there was no return for them, right? That's what life is like. There are the people that are winning, that are living a life that looks like a dream. And then there are people that are trying to find their way. There are people that are just where they are because of their environment and what information they knew at the time. And so, how is it that there could be a person that knows nothing about an industry, a person that had nothing and yet became a millionaire? And then there's somebody else with several college degrees trying to figure out what they're going to do. Do you know the number of people that have PhDs that are on food stamps? Like, see, this is what I need y'all to get to understand, right? Because most of us here in the US, we are trained almost from infancy to go to college, get your degrees, get a good job, and you'll be set for life. But there are, I believe the number is, I'm going to misquote it. I don't want to even give the number because I don't want to get the wrong information. But the number of percentage of people that have PhDs that are on food stamps is remarkable. You're talking about people that have been in college for over about 6-7 years, and yet they are on food stamps. What does that tell you about the system? That clearly is not just about you going to school and getting a degree, right? What is it that you need to learn to see how this game of life and money actually works? Because in school, they don't really teach you about how money works. In school, they're not really teaching you how to become the one who actually creates the jobs for others. They're not teaching you these things. And so it's your responsibility now to look at what's going on and say, okay, I see this happening. I see that happening. What do I need to be doing? Because this is the truth. The most of the self-made millionaires that we know of today, they dropped out of college. Many of them did not even go to college. Now, let me make this very clear. I am in no way, shape, or form against going to school. I am not telling anyone to not do that. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is you have to look at the statistics and you have to find out, okay, based off of these statistics, where do I find myself and how does it align with the life that I desire or the life that I would like to create? These are questions that you must ask yourself. Because if it's not in alignment with what you say you want, then something has to be reevaluated and a different action must be in place, right? We have to be more persuaded on educating ourselves on how to win in life more than what is taught to us in school. Because I'll tell you right now, if I were to ever have to choose between picking the person that is street smart over the person that is book smart, I'm going to always choose the person that is street smart. I'm going to always pick that person because they know how to survive, right? So we have to go from just surviving now to thriving, but doing it in a place where we are creating truly financial, not just security, but financial freedom. So the funny thing is that so many people are afraid of entrepreneurship. And one of the reasons why they're afraid of it is because they feel as if it's not financially secure, right? They don't feel like that's financial security. Well, this is the thing. Financial security is not in a job at all, right? But we've been programmed to believe that. So you think, well, I need a job because I need to know that every week I'm going to get my check. I need to know that every other week I'm going to get my check. Well, listen, the thing, honey, God forbid your company goes out of business. God forbid they say they don't need you anymore. Well, guess what happens? Is that job really secure? The answer is no. And millions of people today can tell you that. Not only are we in the midst of a recession, but we are in the midst of a pandemic. This is far worse than what was taking place in 2008. You have people that are dealing with sicknesses and their health is in jeopardy, in addition to their finances, all at the same time. So now, let's put our entrepreneurial thinking cap on, right? To be a successful entrepreneur, any successful business or business owner, the reason why they are successful is because they're solving a problem. Simply put, they're solving a problem. So now, if we see that two of the main problems that we are experiencing in the world is one, a health crisis, two, a financial crisis, what then would be the solution? Let's make this interactive, class. What would be the solution? Well, clearly, an opportunity to help people get healthier, right? Clearly, an opportunity for people to be able to create financial security, right? That's very true, Derek. Very true. And so, if I am the problem solver and I recognize that the problem is a lack of health, if I notice that the problem is a lack of financial opportunity, my job then becomes to create the opportunity to solve those problems, right? And that's exactly what I've done. This is exactly why, in the midst of so much going on, my company has been able to grow, right? It's been able to grow. And so you, once again, must take that stance of altering what you've been taught and or creating a plan for you, a financial plan to keep you secure in the midst of what's going on. Because this is the thing, while this is very logical and strategic and work that has to be done, there's also a lot of spiritual work that needs to be done, right? There's a lot of belief that needs to take place. Because if you believe that there will not be enough people to exchange money for your services and or products, you won't be able to attract them. The belief behind what you do is just as important, if not more important, than what you physically do to make something work. That's the truth. And this is why we see there are so many hard workers. The world is filled with hard workers. So it's not that you have to work harder. Because you see people say all the time, oh, no, hard work. Hard work is done. You just got to work hard. You work hard, you'll be good. That's not true. Because the truth is, most of us know people that work extremely hard. I mean, people working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, overtime, 12-hour shifts, 16-hour shifts. They work extremely hard. And what do they have to show for it? Aching bodies, bags under their eyes, stress. They still are not where they need to be financially and or in their health because they're working so hard. Well, let me tell you something. I've been around many wealthy people. I know many of them, numbers in my phone. And do you know how they work? Do you know anybody? They work smart. They work smarter. Now, that is not to say that they are not diligent. That is not to say that they don't give them time into what they do. But there's a grand difference in just working hard, toiling, working hard, and then working smarter and implementing things, giving of yourself to a particular thing, but using logic, using creativity, utilizing spiritual principles to get them to where they want to go. They don't work hard as in toiling. They don't do that. In fact, they hire people to do the toiling for them. Now, I don't know about you. I can't speak for everyone, right? But I can speak for myself. And as for me, in my house, oh no, we're going to work smarter. We're going to work smarter. And not only are we going to work smarter, we're going to make our money work for us. Absolutely, Derek. We're going to make our money work for us. And we're going to ensure that we're using the creativity and tapping into the spiritual principles that bring us the wealth and the lifestyle that we want. Because see, it's not just working hard. Now listen, I have a very strong work ethic. When I go, right? I am all in. I give myself to whatever it is that I'm doing. But my work is different. I work, but I don't toil. Toiling is the curse. Toiling was the curse given to man from the fall. That sweat from your brow, that's toiling. That's the curse. Jesus came that we would have life and life more abundantly. He was the second Adam. Why are we out here in the curse? Hey, King, how are you? Why are we out here in the curse? Oh, no, that's not my portion. And it shouldn't be yours either. That should not be your portion. And so now we have to get uncomfortable, right? Get uncomfortable mentally by doing something that may be totally new to you, right? By being uncomfortable, by being subjected to someone who knows what they're doing and teaching you how to get there. But see, this is the thing, and this is why the programming of the mind is so powerful. Because it's not that we're not accustomed to being uncomfortable. Most of us are uncomfortable, but we found refuge in our comfort because it's familiar. We found refuge in our discomfort because it's familiar. It's uncomfortable to work all those hours, be tired, and still not have anything to really show for it. That's uncomfortable. You don't like what you're doing, right? But you found comfort and refuge in that because it's familiar. You know it. You've expected it to be this way. That's what you were taught all your life. So you've made it okay. But what my goal is is to shift your thinking from being comfortable in that discomfort and taking you to a path where discomfort actually gets you the life you really want. Right? That's what I want you to do. Being uncomfortable by learning something new. Being uncomfortable by reading a book if you don't like to read. Being uncomfortable by being able to maybe speak in front of people for the first time. Being uncomfortable by trying something new. I want you to have that discomfort because in that discomfort, it allows you to grow. In that discomfort, it shows you a skill set that you didn't once have. In that discomfort, you actually become better. That's the shift that needs to take place, right? So, in this recession that we are currently in, that will continue to grow, how are you protecting yourself? What are some recession proof industries? Look into those things, right? Health and wellness is recession proof. Regardless of what takes place in the world, no matter what recession happens, health and wellness is recession proof. I know many people that became millionaires in a recession in a health and wellness industry. Period. And that was a wave of 13 years ago. There is a new wave of millionaires that are being created in the health and wellness industry. I'm going to be one of them. I am, right? We speak our I am, we speak our affirmations in present tense. I am one of them, right? Are you? Are you is the question. What is another industry that is recession proof? Well, quite frankly, the home based business industry is. Because guess what happens? When the world is realizing that things are shutting down, when the world is realizing they no longer can go to their jobs, what are they now doing? They're Googling how to make money from home. That's what they're doing. How to make money from home. What are some good work from home jobs? What are good work from home businesses? This is what they're looking for. The health and not the health and wellness, the home based business industry grew 60% throughout this pandemic. It grew 60% during the pandemic. So, if an industry is actually growing in the midst of chaos, wouldn't a smart person say, I probably should be a part of that industry? Wouldn't an intelligent person say, I should position myself so those people that are looking for what I have can actually find me? This is real talk. This is real talk. Y'all listen. Listen and listen clearly. I've been sharing this with y'all for years. 4 years in different vehicles. And each vehicle that I've shared with you has been recession proof. I've taught you all about trading in the foreign exchange market. I've taught you about getting skill sets to protect your finances. I've shown this and shared this with you all for years. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Because you can say you're burned out, you're tired, or you don't want to do that anymore. Okay. You want to be forced? Do you want to be forced? See, we have to be proactive. Millionaires, people that are successful, wealth creators, they are proactive. They are proactive. And they're seeing things before they happen and they prepare for it. The poor person, and poor person, be it mentally, right? They're reactive. And a lot of times they're reactive because they don't have the resources. But if you have the resources intellectually, right, you then know what to do so that way you're not forced to now do something. You never want to be forced into something. Be proactive so that when it does happen, okay, at least I already knew I had this. But when you come from a place where now you're forced, a lot of times you operate from desperation. And desperation, most times, is not a good thing. It's just not. Unless you're able to cultivate that desperation and turn it into drive, turn it into hunger and dedication to get somewhere. But if that's not how you're going to transmute that energy, it's not going to work in your benefit. It's not. So when I come and I share with you all about an opportunity to create residual income, when I talk to you about an opportunity of being in a health and wellness industry or being in a direct sales and network marketing industry, it's not just to say, oh, hey, y'all, come do this is a good idea, right? It's because this literally can change your life. Derek, you are a problem solver. You are a problem solver. Present tense, affirmations. I am a problem solver, right? In fact, that's one of the affirmations that my team and I do every day. And so you now have an opportunity to take your finances into your own control, to become somebody different, right? Because it's going to require you to become somebody different. Whenever you're doing something different that you've never done before, that you are a novice in, you're going to have to become somebody else. You have to become somebody else to sustain that new shift, right? I had to become somebody else. The person you see today is absolutely nothing like who I used to be. Nothing. Okay? Only people that knew me can tell you that. They're like, oh my gosh. I was on the phone one time with my mom. We were video chatting. And someone called me. I had a business call. And my mom was like, wow, look at my daughter. She's like, you went from being so shy. Now you're this businesswoman. I had to become someone else. And you, my friend, are going to have to become someone else. On every level, you must become someone else, right? You grow from faith to faith, from glory to glory. Elevation requires new information. Oh, that's good. I like that. Elevation requires new information. So if you're not learning anything new, there you go, Derek. If you're not learning anything new, perhaps that's why you're not elevating, right? So listen, I've been on here longer than I wanted to be. And I know that this information, what I share with you today, has sown seeds for you to realize that you have to do something different. The seeds have been dropped, and I believe on good ground, to be able to get to that next place. King, we need to talk. We need to talk, sir. And I see you doing your thing, but we need to talk. And so with that, let's do some things. Let's make sure that we are the people that when all of this turns around, we would have been the ones that acquired the wealth and not been the ones that actually lost what we actually had. Let's not be those people. Let's be the people that actually come up on the other side. There's a song called Recession Proof, right? Let's be recession proof for real, right? Let's truly be that. Let's be the solution to the problem that people have. Let's get to the right side of money, right? Let's challenge our thinking. Let's challenge our habits. And let's be willing to step out on something that may be totally different. And knowing that there are people right now waiting for you. That goes back into the belief that I was talking about earlier on, the spiritual work, right? Knowing that there are people right now waiting for me. In the midst of everything going on, there are people waiting for me to give them my products, my service. There are people waiting for me to join me in business. There are people waiting for me. That's a belief that you have to create for yourself. Don't get so caught up watching CNN all day, watching the news all day, and you're thinking about, oh my gosh, this is what happened, and this company is closing, and oh my gosh, this person got sick. No, 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 no. You have to guard your heart, guard your mind, guard your ear gate, your eye gate, guard your mouth. Because all of that will create your life. I'm very particular and intentional of what I allow in. Period. My pleasure, Derek. Period. I constantly listen to what I want to manifest in my life. I constantly listen to things that will challenge me and aid me in growing, to help me in elevating. Personal development is essential in any form of growth and success, period, in life. So get that all in order. And if you would like to work with me and be able to truly see how you can tap into a recession-proof industry, get in my inbox right now. If you're watching from YouTube, go ahead and email sharitaleon@gmail.com or inbox me on Facebook. But now's the time to be proactive. And now's the time for you to take control over your finances, your freedom, your time. It's time for you to get on the right side of money. It's time for you to be able to create leverage, tap into cooperative economics. Listen, this is what I love about this industry, that we literally can all work together and see everybody win. Cooperative economics, where you are not depending solely on linear income, where you're not depending on your own efforts. You must have leveraging and systems in place to help you win. Wealth is not created through linear income. It's created through passive residual income and having systems and leverage in place. That's the only way it's going to happen. You need to tap into the compound effect of others. Awesome, Derek. I look forward to it. All right, y'all. So I thank you so much for watching and joining tonight. Make sure you stay tuned. I have some things coming up very soon that I'm going to be sharing with you all. I'm super ecstatic about what is to come. Listen, I'm just so grateful to God, because God is truly amazing. I am grateful to God. Really, I am. For the opportunities that are set in place, for the amazing people that are in my life. I'm super ecstatic about being able to change so many people's lives, right? And having products and services that are able to do that. Listen, y'all, we have the answer to the problem, to many people's problems, right? Problems are going to happen in life. Things are going to happen in life. Challenges are going to happen in life. But money does not need to be a problem anymore. Amen. Are we ready for money to no longer be a problem? Hello, somebody. If you are, we need to talk. All right. So thank you for watching. Until next time, only believe until the end and go get your life. Be blessed, y'all.
I'm a millionaire, money better cases. I